Let's do some degreasing. Before taking the belt off, I'm going to loosen those 4 bolts going to the water pump pulley. Those are 13 millimeter. May have to have another wrench to hold them because it's probably going to turn. So the other 3 are loosened. That last one is still tight, so what I've had to do is just clean off any grease, degreaser, anything on this pulley here. I've pushed a couple of latex gloves or silicone. I'm not sure what they're made out of, but just kind of wedge them between the belt and the pulley here. I'm going to see if we can get it off here. We'll be able to get these out once we get our belt off. Okay, so let's double it up. Just going to repeat that, just going to make it thicker over here. Let's try it again. There we go. Idler pulley is a 15 millimeter. Maybe that's all I'll need to do. I'm going to go ahead and try to adjust this guy here. What is that? Let's see. So I'm going to be loosening it. Feels like 15 millimeter. All right, I'm going to keep doing this until, and what happens is when I do that, it pushes the pulley out. So I'm going to keep doing that until I get the belt really loose. Before taking it out, I need to definitely make sure I know the configuration of the belt. The serpentine belt goes all over the place. So I'm going to take a picture of it, or video in my case, I guess, and so I'll know how to put it back on. The shroud also has a picture just in case, so you may check that out if you have a picture on your mechanical fan shroud. Okay, so got it loosened up enough to take it off. Here if I wanted to, but I think I'm going to take it off the idler pulley. It's probably where I'll be putting it back on. Alright, I'll go ahead and get it out. Alright, this water pump pulley is going to take some persuasion to get off. Rusted on there. Okay, so for removing the water pump, there are 4 13 millimeters, or I'm using a 13 millimeter. Then there's 2 15 millimeters over here, right here, and right here. The rest of the 13. So yeah, I've got a 13, so let's go ahead and start that. I've got an attachment here. Watch the fan. Try not to get cut on that. This 13 is not perfectly snug. That's all I have. These Alright, there's the top one. Now the bolt sizes are probably going to be different, so need to watch out for that. Alright, let's go get another one here, down here. Got to make sure it's square up. That's pretty easy right there. There's one right underneath here. I got a lot of gunk still under here that I got to move aside with my fingers to get the wrench on. All right, so they're not torqued that tight. That top one was pretty tight. Let's see, there's one right here. Then move the fan blades down to accommodate that. That one, actually I had that one off or loosened already. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put my 15 millimeter on and loosen these two up over here. $15 millimeters with washers. Put those aside. Okay, taking the bolts out of the old water pump. They are different sizes, so definitely want to make sure we put them back in the right place. This was the top one. The side one over here, much longer. Alright, you're going to have fluid, you're going to have coolant pouring out. And I took off this bolt here. So make sure you have a pan or something underneath there. All the bolts now are out of the water pump. Okay, we've got a tube over here. Right here connected to the water pump, comes up here. Goes to the rubber hose. So I'm going to take it off from the top. We're looking pretty good if we can get it off there. So yeah, more fluid coming out, coolant. A lot of rust here. Pushed the clamp up, it was pretty rusty. With this tube released from the hose, the pump will come off. We still have the lower radiator hose connected. I think it's going to be pretty hard to get to that clamp, so I'm going to try to bring it out as much as I can. I may even bring that hose around as much as I can till I get to it at a point where I can access the hose clamp better. Alright, so here's where we're at now. Got the radiator pulled up to this point here, past the fan here, at least this tube is. I'm able to get to the lower radiator hose so that I can get it off the water pump easier here, better here than back when it was back here. So that's a good thing. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try to get that clamp past without really swelled up, you can see here. So we're going to try to get it past here.
Alright, so we got the old one off. Here's the new one. I've got the old bolts in position where the new ones go. I've got to clean up all this gunk around here where the new gasket and new water pump's going to go. Got all this stuff to clean up around here as well. As far as this tube right here, this is going to have to come off of the old one. I don't know if I'll probably try to get a new one of these, but I'll have to get this off the old one, put it on the new one. The same position that it's in will have to line up with the way that I put it on the new one. And so I guess I'll be putting the new one on in reverse of the way I took the old one off. Okay, got the gasket for the new water pump. Put a very thin coat of this high temp silicone gasket maker on it so I can lay it on the surface. The surface is now clean. Scraped away as much of the old gasket that was on there as possible. Used a scraper and a blade. Used some brake cleaner. So it's dry now. We'll go ahead and put this in place, then we'll follow that up with our new water pump. Alright, so you could probably put this on with the water pump. Work just as well. With the gasket maker on there, the sealant, the silicone sealant, it'll stick now, and I shouldn't have to worry about it moving. So here's a new water pump here. You can kind of see it's dirty because I put this hose on here. That has to be really in the exact position before putting the water pump on, or it'll be just really a nightmare. So went ahead and did that and tried it on already. Okay, so here we go. Go through the fan here. Got to go behind the steering pump here, bracket. Okay, I'm going to check those other holes with the gasket and make sure that nothing's moved. Alright, so yeah, we got the big one here, the longest one.
So I'm going to go ahead and get the other two in and snug those up. So I'm cross tightening the bolts on the pump. I'm going to get them really snug, and then I will come back and torque them later. Now I've got the two 15 millimeters that go in the power steering bracket here into the side of the water pump. Putting those in. Everything is lined up really well with this new pump as far as bolts go. We'll come back later and torque everything down. I went ahead and bought a new lower hose, so we'll go ahead and take the clamp off the old one, clean it up, and we'll try to use it on the new one here. Clamp is on. We'll just move the clamp up. So this should be good for the top radiator nipple. Getting ready to put the pulley back on. I put some anti-seize on the inside. Let's go ahead and bolt it on. Checking the drive belt. I think we're in good shape here with the old one. I just had a lot of grease in here, so I've been cleaning the ribs out so that it will fit on the pulleys good. So for putting the belt back on, I think the best way for me is to go down here to the alternator over here on the passenger side. We've got to get the belt over that. Then we have to bring it right back up. Okay, we got to bring it, the bottom part of it, right back up over the fan clutch pulley there. So yeah, I gotta go back down here and put it back on the alternator. Okay. Okay, so this top one goes underneath the water pump pulley. Then we're going to bypass idler pulley, go over here to the power steering. I'm going to go under. Sorry for the camera work. This bottom right here. To make sure that we're still on the alternator pulley. We are. So we're going to take the bottom, take it down here to the crankshaft pulley, put it on there. If I can't get it on there, I'll go ahead and take it off here. Put it on the crankshaft pulley. Okay, so what we'll have to do eventually is bring it over here and put it on right here. Meantime, we'll make sure everything is where it's supposed to be at. Go ahead and start tightening the belt here. Once we get it to somewhat of a snug position, then I'll go ahead and tighten the idler pulley. Before that though, I'll put the belt back over on this side of it. Got the drive belt as tight as I want, so I'm going to go ahead and tighten the idler pulley here. Okay, now the pulley bolts here, I'm going to tighten those 15 to 25 foot-pounds. Alright, so when I put the belt back on, I tightened it tighter than I had originally. So when we took these off, I had to use another wrench, have that wrench held to get the pulley off. This time with the belt tighter, I'm not even having to do that. So we're going to go to about 20 foot-pounds on these. About right there. So yeah, I think it's beneficial to go ahead and tighten this, the adjustment, just to get those off if you have to, or get them on, vice versa, and then go back and readjust if you need to the belt. So I guess that'll be it for replacing the water pump on this 1999 Jeep Cherokee XJ. I still have a lot of work to do here. I've got a radiator on the way that I ordered, or I've got to order, still haven't even ordered it yet. Going to be replacing the thermostat housing here. So you know, got a lot to do. Got to put coolant in the whole system before we start it up. So I guess that'll be it for this video. Thank you for watching. Until next time, have a great day. Take care.